I recently had a friend reach out and tell me that he wanted me to help one of his friends with an issue. And so we connected. The gentleman told me that he had bloating issues, brain fog, headaches, joint pains, and this only just all of a sudden started recently. And he couldn't understand why all of a sudden this major shift when he had been doing everything right. And so we dove into his genetics, and there weren't that many red flags to begin with. And so we started to do what we always do, which is let's look at the environment, nutrition, and lifestyle, because you could have optimal genetics, but if you're putting the wrong load, we have to see where's that pain point where there's some genetic suboptimability that isn't able to cope with the load you're putting on it. And so we started the journey. And the thing that stood out was the time of the shift in his health was right after he got married. Not to say marriage is a bad idea, it's a wonderful thing, but what changed was his diet. He married an Italian woman and went from salads and meat, a very simple, basic thing that he used to do, to eating pastas almost daily. A couple things happened there. First of all, he was not a carb metabolizer. We dove into his genetics and found that he does not break them down. The ability to take a carb, turn it into glucose, and use it as fuel, he did highly suboptimal. So this meant a carb crash every single time. That sleepiness, I can't get through it, I literally need to take a nap. The second thing was his detox profile wasn't the best. What's happening with wheat, especially in northern climates where it's a little colder and you need to have enough stock to get through the winter months? There's drying agents used so that the wheat dries faster, so there's more in storage and it's readily available. These drying agents are highly toxic for the wrong people, including himself. So this combination of one diet shift versus his detox genetics and his metabolization genetics led to a complete health shift. All we did was suggest one thing: go back to what you used to do. Your personal ancestral diet of I eat salads and meats and I feel great. Let's go back to that, get rid of that toxic insult, the chemicals from the drying agent, and the carb overload, and let's see how you feel. He went completely back to normal and no longer had any of the health issues he was experiencing. This is where it's important, before you make changes or even decide what's right for you, to personalize that experience by understanding your DNA and not arbitrarily picking from here or here, but knowing exactly what your body needs.